Another country has just arrested Richard Medhurst.
On Monday, agents from the Austrian police and intelligence services detained me, raided my home, raided my studio, and then interrogated me. They essentially lured me into a trap. So I received a letter from the government last week from immigration, summoning me for some interview at my residency. I found that a bit odd because I've lived here for a while. I never had any problems. So having nothing to fear, I went to the meeting by myself. And then after a few simple questions, they suddenly issued a thinly veiled threat saying they were considering revoking my residency because of my alleged reporting on Palestine and Lebanon. So, of course, my answer was no comment. And as soon as I thought everything was over, I was ambushed by a group of plainclothes agents. They entered the room, flashing their badges in my face, and they said that they were the Austrian equivalent of MI5 or the FBI. They detained me, and then they served me with a warrant from the state prosecutor to search my home, search my studio, take all of my devices. Why? Because they think that I, a Christian Englishman, am a member of Hamas. Yes, you heard that correctly. They are accusing me of being a member of Hamas, of being part of the Izz al-Din Qassam brigades, of disseminating propaganda, encouraging terrorism, being affiliated with organized crime and a terrorist group. I mean, it's like reading something out of the Twilight Zone. So they seized my phone and they drove me to my residence, ransacked the place. They even took devices which I repeatedly told them do not belong to me. Then they drove me to my studio and turned the place upside down. So I had to watch my devices being disassembled before my very eyes by a group of strangers. All these tools that I spent years building and investing in, the core of my journalistic profession. They took, in total, they took like 5-6 different laptops and computers, phones, USB sticks, hard drives, DVDs, you name it.
Now his other home in Austria has been raided, and he's had his devices stolen, as he was mentioning, and they're trying to make his journalism impossible. As he mentioned, and he mentioned it with his devices he had in Britain as well, that they've basically stolen them all, stuff and video recording devices, etc., as well as laptops that he spent, all of his money purchasing. This effort is twofold. One, to try and stop specifically his reporting. Can we lock up Richard Medhurst? And if we can't lock him in a prison cell, if we don't have enough evidence to prove that he's doing anything other than journalism, maybe we can at least slow him down by taking so many of his devices used for his reporting that he can no longer report because he doesn't have the money to rebuy the stuff. But it also, beyond just that, it creates a chilling effect. This is designed to cause a chilling effect on anybody who is reporting accurately on Israel's war crimes, Israel's genocide. And, I would not at all fault Richard Medhurst for self-censoring. I don't know that he says he has, but I think he has mentioned in his last video that he doesn't know what he's allowed to say and what he's not allowed to say in Britain. So, yeah, it's designed to stop this kind of reporting. And it shows that we are reporting the truth, that Richard Medhurst is, that Electronic Intifada is, that Ali Abunimah is. Several journalists for the Gray Zone have been arrested. One in Israel and one in was held for 5 hours and has his devices stolen. Kit Clarenberg in Britain. These are the outlets you should be going to, because clearly these are the ones that the ruling elite that are committing a genocide right now in Gaza don't want you to be reading. And it should add all the more reason to go to them. Luckily, I am not one of the ones who's been arrested, but I've just had everything censored and suppressed that you can imagine. The latest is I got an email from a CNN writer who wants to do an interview. We're interested in doing an interview with you. Yeah, I've seen that ploy many times before. It means they're getting ready to do a hit piece on me. They want to make it, so that when people Google my name, that's all kind of garbage about me. And, the New York Times did this several years ago against me. Maybe they decided that one's too long ago, so it's time to re-up the garbage against me. Maybe it's because I'm launching a new show, Unredacted Tonight. I don't know. But they certainly want to, every tactic at their disposal to stop us from getting the truth out there about what is happening in Gaza, what is being committed by Israel and the United States. Please do not forget this is a U.S.-backed genocide, not just an Israeli genocide.